Mic check 1 2 1 2. Reporting live from Money on Mount Vernon. We bring to you the Nothing But Love podcast. I go by the name of Moneymike.
I go by the name of Mainovent.
And this week we got a hit guest from the town, money earning Mount Vernon, the God Body, Iborn, AkA Chad, AkA a whole bunch of AKAs, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. So we gonna dive right into the chat. Tell us where you from, what you about. Just dive right into it for the people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the peoples, my name is Iborn. Brother Chad, AkA, the Nation of Islam. Born and raised in Mount Vernon, New York.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where it all started from.
Where it all started from. I've lived all over Mount Vernon. Any part of Mount Vernon, I've lived there. I claim Mount Vernon.
Oh, that's
I
what's
am
up.
Mount Vernon.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yes,
That's
sir.
Born and raised.
Born and raised, beloved on the birth certificate.
That's
Mount
what's
Vernon Hospital. It's
yes,
real.
sir. Yes, sir. To God.
I'm here.
So tell me, God. So what was your childhood like in Mount Vernon? Like,
My childhood was good. It was really good. I was born when you moved to 3rd and 3rd.
Okay.
Unfortunate situation. I burnt the house down when I was 2 years old.
You burnt the house down?
Burnt the house down when I was 2 years old.
How
That's
you
an
do
actual
that,
fact.
man?
Seeing people play with matches.
Okay.
And I did the old school thing and hit it the other way. Burnt the thumb, dropped it.
Dropped
it.
And that was it.
Wow.
Law
2 years
was-
old?
2 years old. Burnt the house down. Real talk.
Wow.
Actual building on the top floor. And from there we moved to Franklin Avenue in Washington.
Okay.
Little there. And then I spent most of my my elementary school years, Graham School in the Heights
On
on
the Heights.
Columbus Avenue. And I had to
Columbus.
say
Yeah,
this
yeah. Okay.
greatest time of my life.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what's up. So what was your family structure like? Mother, father in the home?
Mother, father, 2 sisters.
Okay.
My mother and father did an excellent job with me.
Yes, sir.
Very loving household. May Allah be pleased with my mother. She transitioned some years ago. But I had a very loving household.
That's
Very
what's up.
loving household.
And you went to Mount Vernon High School, correct?
For a tad bit.
Or
Yeah, yeah.
Before I got exiled.
Okay,
Okay.
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 Freshman year, I was out of there. But Mount Vernon, Davis, Nichols,
Okay.
Okay.
first
Okay.
year freshman out of there.
Right. So you had a run-in with the law, kind
Yes,
of
sir.
young. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Just wrong place, wrong time,
Right.
around the wrong people, not good energy,
Okay.
Right.
and wrong decisions were made, and it cost me, some time out of my life, a little bit more than half a decade.
Okay.
Okay.
And what did you learn from that situation?
Brother, just try to stay positive and not be around that type of energy.
That's what's up.
When you're around people that got bad energy, beloved, it sometimes tend to just gravitate to you,
Right.
and that's what happened with my situation. So,
That's what's up. Okay. So when did you come home?
came home in '93.
Okay.
Came home
Came
in
on 93.
Yes,
So
sir.
what was your transition like from the system to the streets?
Transition was a little different because, I went in at 16. I'm coming home a grown man. So, a lot of things have changed.
Right.
People changed.
Right.
And, just trying to adapt from being a teenager to adulthood was kind of hard. I came
Okay.
home, some people wasn't doing good. Some people was doing good. And I just tried to adapt. But, when I came home, my main goal and function was music.
Right.
Main goal and
Absolutely.
function was music. I said, when I come home, I'm going to get a record deal, and that was it. Failure was not an option.
Okay.
So real quick, I want to jump in. So this was your first time in jail,
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
so you did what, five and a half years
Yeah,
stretch.
like 4 years. Yes,
So
sir.
so going in as a teen, 16, right?
Right.
What was that like? Was you scared? What was that like to the viewers? Because people see these like stories on TV and stuff like that. I
Right.
want you to tell the real, like, what was it like for you in the beginning?
Well, in the beginning, I went to Valhalla, so, everybody was in Valhalla.
Right.
You know,
But when you go upstate, it's
when
real.
I went upstate, things were a little bit different. You hear these stories from the old timers telling, what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
Got that call in August, pack it up. Went up to Elmira Correctional Facility. That was an experience.
Elmira.
It was degrading. Here you
Oh,
are,
okay.
take your clothes off.
Yes,
man
sir.
don't know the whole
Yes, yes,
situation.
yes.
Shave
Went
you
through
down like you're an animal and
Delouse you.
all
Yes,
that, man. Throw
yes.
water on you, and
Yes,
next
yes.
thing you know, you get your greens,
Absolutely.
get your cell, they get your state number,
Okay.
and you state property after that.
Mm.
Right.
So is the jail experience for you like how you see in the movies where, niggas could get beat up in the shower, raped, all types of crazy stuff in the movies? That's how they portray it. Is that upstate experience kind of sort of like that in Elmira?
Absolutely. Elmira was real like that. Elmira was those jails where, I'm quite sure.
Because what year was that?
That was 89.
89, so it's real.
It was super real, Gladiator school. When I got to Elmira, walking through the cell blocks, I've seen guys that had 50 years to life. Their cells look like living rooms.
50 to life.
50 to life.
Yes.
Wow. Cell blocks look like living rooms.
Wow.
Towels
out,
and just plushed
velvet.
out. And I'm like, yo, you ain't coming home. Like you got furniture. Oh, you missing furniture in the joint.
Exactly.
Right.
Slippers, sneakers, everything.
Cans up to the top.
Box of cigarettes.
Really? 1,000 soaps. I'm like,
Jack Mac.
No, he ain't coming home at all. It was a whole different element right there. And I'm like, damn, like you got 50 years?
Yeah.
When you go to the board, we talking 89, you go to the board in 2030?
Right.
Damn,
That's crazy.
Right. And so for the people, like you was always musically inclined because in the the system you was like doing music, rapping and stuff like that. So you always had a when did you realize you had a love for music, like rapping and R&B or whatever it was? What gave you that kick? When did you realize that?
When I first saw LL.
Okay.
When I saw Cool J, L really turned just changed everything for me. Everything about L, the movement, the Kango.
Yes.
The Kango was the signature.
The Kango was crazy. The vocabulary, the big wordplay. When I first heard L, I'm looking in the dictionary like, mythological characters stand below, and just his energy. And I'm like, man, I said I really want to do that. It got to the point. I'm like, yo, we gotta go to Farmers Boulevard. We gotta find L.
Okay.
I was a true LL.
And this is before you went in.
Yeah, true LL fanatic, and just studying LL.
Okay.
I started to develop and started to write rhymes and try to make demos and things of that nature. So that was it. L was just everything musically for me.
And so so before let's just talk before incarceration. So you were with the Gods and Earth.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I want to touch a little bit. I want to just ask you.
So now the Gods on Earth, what is that for the viewers?
The 5% Nation.
Yes, sir.
So okay. I want to ask you, who was our God to you?
Oh, man. Our God to me he was like my street father.
Okay.
Our God was the elder that took me under his wing.
Okay.
Our God was a scholar. He was a scientist. Our God said the only name that could fit him was Great Mind. Right. That was my mentor.
Sir.
Now, real quick for the viewers, because I'm a little confused. Now, tell us, who's our God, where is he from, and how did he come about? I'm lost.
Okay.
Right.
Our God was from Mount Vernon, New York.
Okay.
The brother of Masterful. Lived on 3rd Avenue.
Okay.
He was one of the wisest gods that ever came through Mount Vernon. We had some wise God, but our God was a genius.
And that's considered 5%.
5% Nation of Gods on Earth. He was my enlightener. He was my educator.
Okay.
So that's where the name Iborn came from. He gave me that name, Iborn. Yeah.
Yes,
so I should tell everybody, everybody had those names back then, like Everlasting,
stuff like
Seven
that.
Supreme. Yeah. So I think I'm going to get the Superfly name.
Yeah. And he gave you Iborn. And where did that come from?
Lord Iborn. I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
And I had to grow into the understanding of what Iborn is, because the name Iborn Allah, self-explanatory, Iborn Allah. Iborn, arm, leg, arm, head. That was the science back then. The I represented intellect or intelligence. The born represented me being complete within myself, having to go through 9 stages from knowledge to born back to knowledge. And that's where the name Iborn came from. So I had to grow into that. It was real heavy.
Okay.
But when I grew into the understanding, I'm like, wow, this name is powerful.
Okay.
So small, but so powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so he pretty much drew you into the 5% situation.
Well, I wouldn't say drew me in, because when I lived in the Heights, there was a whole bunch of guards from 590.
Okay.
Guards was wild as hell. I'm talking about first time I seen a universal beatdown when the guards came up and they served justice, to one of my classmates' father for intervening into a fight with their son.
The father?
Yeah, they whooped him out bad.
Wow.
Okay.
Young brother said, I'm going to go get the guards, and they came back. So when I'm like, the guards.
Right.
So I tried to get a little bit more into it, and, I would hit a little bit of mathematics here. And I was fascinated. I've always been like a student of study.
Right.
So, when you hear these scholarly things, I'm like, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I'm like, oh, what is that?
Right.
Y'all want to be a part of it. But when I got to the South Side, when I moved to the Hill, a friend of mine named Rob Bull, I'm like, who's our God? I want to find him.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to him. And at this time, you figure I'm 14.
Yeah.
He's a grown man, 24, 25 years old.
Oh, he's grown. Okay.
Yeah, grown man, at that age. And I'm like, yo, I want to be a God. And he looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, no, I'm serious. Mm-hmm. And that back then, all the 5%ers sold drugs.
Right.
All of God sold drug. Whoever was
Right.
getting money in Mount Vernon was God body.
Right.
So, I got with him, and he gave me my mathematics. But at the same time he gave me mathematics, he also gave me 100 packs of cracks. The red T-tops.
Okay.
Hold him.
Okay.
And we're gonna get this off. And after that, I'm like, okay, I did all that. Where's my alphabets at? Where's my 12 jewels at?
Right.
So I kind of went through that era, and I'm like, this ain't really for me, the drug thing. I want to study.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But I went through it, and I thank Allah much for I got miss
sir.
him dearly.
Yes.
You definitely knew what I got.
Yes,
Mentioned.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So basically, that was your inception into the knowledge of self.
Yes.
And then from there on, you came home.
Right.
And then you proceeded on with the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Tell us about that.
So the transition to the Nation of Islam, that was 2002. At that point, running with the gods, I loved the gods, and I just needed something. Felt like I was missing something spiritually. I lacked discipline, loose cannon. Okay. So I wanted to join the nation, and like I said, when you get involved into the lessons in the mathematics, you hear the word W.D. Fard, you hear the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay. So I said I really wanted to tap into who the honorable Elijah Muhammad was, who W.D. Fard was, and I made a phone call. I called John Tarkington, Brother John,
right,
and Brother John was in Pennsylvania at the time.
Okay.
So he passed me to Brother Arthur, who was a student minister, regional minister in New York, right?
And Brother Arthur's originally from Mount Vernon.
Originally from Mount
Okay,
Vernon.
OG.
Brother OG
and,
from Mount
and,
Vernon.
and also John Tarkington is from Mount
Vernon, New
too.
York.
Absolutely.
Okay, right.
And I went to the mosque 2002, and I heard the lecture in Harlem, and it changed my life.
And that's Mosque number 7.
Muhammad's Mosque number 7 in Harlem, and I stood up and I accepted the teachings right then and there.
Now, so when you was doing all of that, you still was musically inclined. You still been doing your music throughout these years.
Still doing the music.
Right.
Still doing the music. I was with a group called the Wild Bunch. We were making incredible music.
Yep.
From there, I was working with Spunk Bigger.
Yep.
And
Shout out to Spunk Bigger.
Big shout out to Spunk Bigger. Spunk Bigger was like Professor X back there. Like he trained us like we were the X-Men. We was in his house.
Absolutely.
And just got us inclined with the music. And after that, I started to venture off into the solo thing.
Okay.
And that's when I had the opportunity to go to Pete's Rock House. And I
shout
did.
out to Pete Rock.
Shout out to Pete Rock. Put me on Future Flavors. And that was the first time hearing myself on Hot 97.
Okay.
And D.O. heard
What did that do for you when you was on Hot 97?
Oh, that blew my mind, brother.
Okay.
I mean, for somebody that was chasing music for years, to hear yourself broadcast live on one of the biggest radio stations, I'm like, oh, man, I need more of this.
Okay.
And right after that, D.O. sent Jig up for me.
Okay.
And I saw Jig. Jig was like, yo, listen, D.O. want to sign.
And Jig who?
Jig, Gerald Earl from Mount Vernon, my good brother.
There you go.
My right-hand man.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I said, yo, D.O. wants to sign me. I said, word? He said, yeah, you got to come down to Universal tomorrow. So I'm like, I'm going to a label.
Shout out to D.O. too. Yeah, D.O. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So let's back this up. Let's back this up,
Right.
because I'm into years and stuff like that. That's just me.
He's a year
for the
man.
people. Yeah, I'm the year man. So wait, let's back everything up.
Back it up.
So it was said that. Tell us a little bit about the Keras One Deal.
That came later on.
Well, that came after the situation with Deal.
Right. So
Really?
Right. So when I got with D.O.,
Right.
I went down to the label. Now you got to picture this: a brother that has been dying to get into the industry.
Okay.
First time being to a label.
Okay.
Go inside to this building on Broadway, 57th. I'm going in. I get upstairs and I'm just sitting there. I'm just mesmerized. I'm stargazing.
Right.
And I'm here to see Damian Blyde, and D.O. come to get me. I'm inside the office. I'm seeing everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Everybody got an office back
and
then.
I'm like, everything. I'm like, yo, this is where it's at.
Yeah,
D.O. brought me inside the office.
Yeah.
And, it changed my life tremendously because now D.O. has me around everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody. We're having these big meetings at Atlantic Records with Craig Cowman. We're talking big budgets.
Yeah.
D.O. actually got me my first demo budget where I was able to do records with RZA, Track Masters, Tony Dofat.
That's dope.
Yeah, they were super big records.
So just for the math for people, the viewers, so when he got you the budget, did you get a signing bonus or was it just strictly budget?
It was strictly a demo. But of course, D.O. being the man he is, D.O., gave me some
make sure
money.
you good. Yeah.
Okay, so you got a little signing bonus.
Shout out to Deal for money in the mouth. Make sure you got some
D.O. got me my first industry check.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want to be a little bit nosy. Just give us a roundabout figure about what that number
Oh,
was.
we ain't got so.
Roundabout.
You got paid a little
I
something.
got paid
for back
I
then.
got paid.
Okay.
Dio
We
made
like
sure
it.
I had, had a car and everything.
Okay.
Okay, that's what's up.
Okay.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
And that's through what label did you get that
That
budgeting
came from
deal from?
Atlantic Records.
Oh, that's from Atlantic Records.
Right.
That he
From
brokered.
Yeah, no, he took me to Atlantic Records. We met the president of Atlantic Records, Craig Cowman. We
Right.
sat in his office.
Right. And he brokered that for you.
Yes, Dio did everything.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
dope. That's dope.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's dope.
Absolutely.
That's dope.
So that's dope. So that was a deal you had. So now let's just talk about like some of the artists that you work with like throughout the years.
Oh man, I worked with Herb McGruff, Killer Cam,
Okay.
Big L.
Big L, yes sir.
Big L.
Shout out to Big L.
Shout out to Big L. Keras One, of course. Moving on up to Styles P.
Styles P, yes
AZ.
sir. And that's recently.
Later on.
That's recently. That's
What's the name of that
later
song
on.
again?
Styles P, This Thing of Ours.
Oh, This Thing of Ours. That was a
That song did tremendous
video was
things.
dope. Seen that corner, Big Dog. Yes sir.
That
Yes
was fresh
sir.
off the boat from England. Let's be clear.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
So, man, real quick,
What's that?
we got to go back a little something to the viewers.
Okay.
You get to deal with Atlantic.
I didn't get to deal with Atlantic. They gave me
They gave you a budget.
a budget to do a demo.
A demo.
And that demo consisted of 5 songs that was produced by RZA, Tony Dofat, Track Masters, Spunk Bigger, and I believe, I think it might have been Top 5 if I'm not correct.
So that deal gets done. Who's in charge of marketing that project, putting it out and stuff like that?
Dio.
Getting the video. Okay, that's Dio's
Dio,
fault.
Damien Dio Blyden
Okay.
was the mastermind behind all of that.
Okay,
Yes,
did you ever get a video for that?
No video. So we did the budget. It was a funny thing. So, the industry's crazy.
Yeah.
You can make the greatest records, but some people may not understand your music.
Right.
So I believe when we did it, I'm waiting to hear back. Like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, Iborn. It's like they don't really know how to market you.
Well,
and
right.
I'm like,
the marketing. See,
so
I said
I'm like,
that.
I'm like, we just did
Yeah,
record with
the-
RZA,
yeah,
Track
yeah.
Masters. I'm like, who
Yeah.
would want to do that? So I'm like, yo, tell Have to sign me.
Yeah.
And
Let's
Have
shop this somewhere else.
Have was like literally we're in Universal, and Dio was like, nah.
And that's Heavy D.
That was
Mount
Heavy
Vernon.
D from Mount
Okay.
Vernon. So
Yes, sir.
I guess Dio knew that I would not fit at Universal.
Okay.
He didn't think.
Okay.
I'm assuming that he didn't
Right,
think
right.
that would be a good fit.
Right.
Okay.
So after that, things kind of like got quiet, and I'm like,
It dried up. It slowed up.
yeah, and I'm like, what's going on?
This is how people get shelved for the
yeah,
record.
absolutely.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, man, Dio, what's going on? I didn't hear from Dio from like maybe 2 months. Next thing I know,
And he was hot.
I'm like, what's going on? I get a phone call like, yo, Profile wants to sign you. I'm like, Profile? I'm like, yeah?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, we got to go meet at Eddie F's mansion and we're going to talk about a deal. And I'm pumped up. I'm
And
like,
Eddie F was out in Jersey.
Eddie F was out in Jersey at that time.
Okay,
He had the
gotcha.
mansion out in Jersey.
Eddie F from Mount Vernon, y'all.
From Mount Vernon, New
Yes.
York, the Untouchables, a
Heavy
great Eddie
D's-
F, Heavy
Heavy
D.
DJ.
Heavy
Yes.
D's DJ.
And
Yes.
a producer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Yep,
I went out there and it was actually KRS One's People Willie D from Warner Brothers. So I was a little bit thrown off.
Okay.
Dio came there and, we started to talk some things and Dio told him what he wanted and it was just a back and forth thing. And
Yeah.
I kind of, the next day they was like, yo, listen, KRS One is flying in. You going up to Funkmaster Flex. What you want to do?
Right.
So now they throwing these things
gas
at me.
now, you ready.
I'm like,
You're like, I'm
You
back in
ready
the
to rock.
game.
I'm back
Yes,
up.
sir.
Let's
Back
go.
in
We
the
going
game.
up to
Hello?
Flex.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
You know?
Let's
So
go.
Next
Shout
night,
out to Deal for making these moves,
Now,
man.
what year is this?
This was 98.
Okay.
This was 98.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And what label was that again? Profile?
that was Warner Brothers.
Oh, Warner Brothers. Okay,
So
gotcha.
now that was Warner Brothers. That
Okay.
was Reprise Warner. KRS came. We met. We spoke. He told me what he wanted. Yo, I can do this for you.
Okay.
And I'm like, yo, Dio.
Oh, he was aggressive.
No, like, yo, next day we up at Flex. How
Right.
could it, like,
Yeah.
there was nothing else to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
The whole tri-state is hearing me.
Right.
I got my bars off, and after that, he was like, yo, listen, I want to fly you out to LA. I want to sign you,
Oh, dope.
exclusively to that.
And this is KRS One.
This is
saying
KRS One.
Okay.
Dio wasn't feeling that.
Right.
Why? Why's that?
Because, I was signed to Dio's production, his production company, All Out Entertainment.
Okay.
All right.
So I didn't understand the business
Okay.
like Dio understood the business,
Okay.
and they understood. So now I'm in the middle, and I'm like, Dio, what's up, Dio? I was like, yo, it kind of went back and forth. I'm like, come on, Dio, just, and business-wise, we had to deal with some contract things. And,
Dio, cut me loose. Like they want to
cut
sign me
cut
right
me
now.
loose, and,
Yeah.
So if I remember, because I don't know for sure, but it's coming back to me. There was an issue with the Keras One Deal where it bottomed out, basically.
I'll tell you. So what happened was after we're signed,
okay,
I got the deal. It was a good deal too. Mm-hmm. It was a good deal. You know, like I said, that was a situation where you talking about a 6-figure advance up front. Up front.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
dope.
Yes,
okay.
sir. Super dope.
Okay.
Almost a $500,000 budget.
Okay.
So now I'm like, wow, man.
You lit.
I'm lit.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I had to make sure DO was good. So there was a point system. Okay.
Good word.
That good word.
People
that know
saying?
it's a point system.
Can you say that again one more time?
Point system.
Point system. He said point system for you rappers coming out here. We giving out good information right now. Point system.
Okay.
Right. So, I had to make sure, DO said, this is what I want first album. This is what I want second album. I'm like, all right, cool. Because in my mind, I'm out of here. But I want to backtrack, though.
Okay.
And tell you, I really got to say how dope DO is. The people that he had me around.
Okay.
I was around the firm. I was around all of that. You know.
Okay.
And that was bubbling. That was bubbling at the time.
That was crazy at the time.
Right,
so after the phone tap video.
And the firm is AZ,
Foxy Brown, Nas, and
Cormega,
and Nature.
And
Nature came. Cormega
and they
left
brought
and
Nori
Nature.
in at that
And
time
Nas.
too. And Nas,
okay, right.
It was it.
Yeah.
So after the video, he's like, yo, we're gonna go out, we're gonna eat. I'm like, all right, cool. So we running around, whatever like that. We in Manhattan. And we went to a Mexican restaurant. And I'm like, all right, we here. So him and Jig is smiling because they know something that I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whole night I'm just sitting here. So exactly, you're DO, you're Jig, but there's a seat in the middle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on? So then I can, we on jail time. Like being in a mess hall, you see eyes move. You want to
You don't know what's going to happen.
I see Jig eyes moving to see DO's
you ready to
eyes.
get that funk.
I turn around and look. I see this huge bodyguard. And it was Dr. Dre.
Okay.
And Dre, I was just sitting there like, oh wow, this is deep,
Yeah.
Dre sat down and Dio, being a gentleman, he was like, yo, this is my artist, Iborn, this is Dre.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking at him.
So hold on for the people talking to. We talking about Dr. Dre.
We talking about Dr. Dre,
so
West Coast.
How did you feel when you was like sitting next to Dr. Dre?
I was blown away because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo, because things were happening so fast with Dio.
In real time.
Things were like,
in real time.
with Dio. Like I'm everywhere. I'm sitting down with Mike Tyson at Justin's. We're sitting down with Jay, and it's just a lot of things.
Crazy.
Dio was that guy.
He was that guy back then. Yeah.
With Justin's every Tuesday night.
That's a fact.
Night,
yes,
that's a fact.
Okay,
that's a fact.
Dre is sitting right in front of me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, my conversation, I'm thinking is going to be music.
Okay.
First thing Dre said out of his mouth, he said, Iborn. He said, you're going to make the $1 million. The key is how you're going to keep it. And I'm like, this.
That was deep.
That was deep. And I'm like, I'm thinking everything except that it was straight business. Straight jewel.
Yeah.
And funny thing that night too as well, Dio said, he said, Dre.
Because at that point, when he's there because he's a part of the firm.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
At that point, he left Death Row.
Yes.
Right.
Aftermath.
So he's passing you all the good energy and jewels because he's in a good space.
At great space.
Right. Okay.
Talking millionaire talk. You talking
$1 million
talk to me.
And he started all over again and winning.
Like I said, that was the furthest thing from my mind to say that. So that my mind was going from there. So we're just having a great time.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget Dio looking at Dre and say, yo, Dre, you said Iborn never drunk Cristal before.
Yeah.
Dre said, you never drunk, they don't say Cristal, they say Cristal.
Cristal.
That's Cristal.
Yeah.
I said, no, I never had Cristal. He said, yo, we need 4 bottles of Cristal.
Yeah. Out the whip. Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. Yeah.
That was it for you. You see, oh man, it's over. We
old
lit.
Funky Spot didn't have no Cristal.
Yeah. Oh man.
He said, yo, bring Dom Perignon.
Get some DP.
Yeah. DP. Yeah.
And what year?
Yeah. Hello.
And it better be a good year.
Hello.
Too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was a great night. So just, Dio just had me around a lot of good people. So, jumping back up to the Keras One situation, we're moving around, we're recording, and we're doing some things. But, to me, the music was good. The money was good.
Right.
Okay.
But, it was hard. Like, you have an A&R. Dio was a vice president of A&R.
Okay.
So Dio really knew how to make music. The music that I was making there was not really what I was accustomed to making. Keras One had me like, you're going to be the savior for the 5% nation. I'm like, nah, man, that's what they got Rakim for. Right. I just want to rhyme because now I'm used to making music with track masters and this type of stuff. And the beats was a little bit different. We did what we did and talking about what you talk about. So it was an embezzlement thing going on.
Okay. So we'll just leave that like that. So basically that
I got caught up in that.
Hello.
The politics.
The politics.
You hear the politics, people?
Yeah.
Plain
Lot of
system, politics. Listen to
Never
the words.
rush to get to that money. Always take your time, young man.
So let's kind of fast forward. What was the end result to that?
The end result to that was I'm in Mount Vernon. I get a call from LA. They said, yo, they about to fire Keras One.
Fire Keras One.
Fire.
Who's that call from?
El Muhammad.
Okay, El
From
Muhammad.
the Bronx. He was
Fire
an assistant
Keras
manager.
One.
I said, they about to fire.
And Fire Keras One, what label's this?
This is Warner Brothers.
Wow.
He was the president of, he was the vice president of Reprise at that time.
Okay.
I said, fire him. I'm like, yo, I need to get on the line with him. Like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
He said, oh, I'll fly you out to LA and, we'll talk about it. And flew me out there and, what's going on? Yeah. So, they gave him $5 million to run Reprise record. So 2.5, you're giving this artist a budget, you're giving that artist a budget. Yeah. White man's like, where that money at? There's nothing coming back. Yeah. So I kind of got, like caught up in that. So, Chris was like, yo, I can do something for you. I said, you can stay here. Yeah. He said, there's no artist development here. There's no urban here. You're basically going to be shelved. Or I can let you go. Yeah. Okay. I can give you something and you can start over. So I just weighed my option. I'm like, give me something.
Start all over. Okay.
Give me something. But my spirit was shot there.
Right, and then that's when you had that quiet. It was quiet time.
It just went downhill.
It went downhill fast.
Right.
Wow. Very fast.
Okay. But
Humble 101.
Okay. But you found salvage in
Islam.
The nation, in Islam.
Yes, sir.
And what did that do for you around that time?
Man, Islam, in the Nation of Islam, that was the greatest thing that could have happened for me, brother, because let me tell you, like, my life was really spiraling out of control. Because you got to realize it, at some point you're like a public figure. People seeing you moving around. You're in the limelight, and the next thing you know,
it's slow.
You work at a 9-to-5 job,
and that helps. That messes up the mental.
It definitely messed it up. And like I said, if I was the cause of it, I would have ate it all day. But I wasn't the cause of it. Right. Casualty of war.
Yeah, the business. You started learning the business.
Yeah, I started learning the business, and after that, I'm like, yo, I don't even care about music no more. Let me tap in with God. Let me get tapped in with the nation. Right. And it rebuilt me. Right. It made me a new man.
Right. But the passion for music never died though.
At that time, I'm gonna tell you something. It was done. Okay. It was pretty much done because I really felt I put everything. I put my heart. I put everything into it. Okay. And to get let down like that. Yeah. It was humiliating and degrading at the same time.
And there was no plan B.
And then it made you lose faith in the pursuit.
Yeah, so I said, I'm not, I won't even deal with that. When people say, yo, you still doing music? I'm like, nah, But the genius was always there. Right. I just locked it away.
Right. But you gave it back to the community in different ways, you know what I'm saying? You exercise different things, help people, right. You influence people. So
real quick, so Iborn, you got a hell of a job right now, Con Ed. I wanted the Con Ed job people back in the days, by the way. I worked for the post office, but I wanted the Con Ed job you had. And you got a hell of a job. At what point all this does the Con Ed come? And what year? Because I'm into years.
Okay, so the Con Ed came 2007.
Oh, so that's way later.
Yeah, that's way later than that. And that's
way
me,
later.
brother, dealing with trials and tribulations.
Oh, so it took a lot to get in there.
It took a whole lot, brother.
So now this goes back to what Iborn is saying to the viewers. The deal goes bad. What year is that?
The deal went bad in 2000.
Deal goes bad in 2000. You don't get the Con Ed job till what, 2007?
Right.
Wow, so you got like a 7-year stretch here.
Finding my way. Finding my way.
Crazy.
Working odd jobs, just try to, take care of the family.
Right.
Brother, I work some places.
Yeah.
Just, when you're a father and you have children, beloved, like pride goes out the window.
Yeah.
So I was flagging, I was doing all sorts of things, and the flagging led into the Con Ed. They saw my work ethic, and dude was like, yo, you ever thought about working? I'm like, I can't work here. I got a felony.
Right.
He said, yo, just give me your stuff. So when I spoke to somebody, said, yo, you go to Albany, you get a certificate of relief. You know what it was, man.
Exactly.
Really?
Certainly, yeah, absolutely.
I put it for the certificate of relief.
I remember
because
you did it.
Once you get that.
We was on the phone all the time going, but he's like, I'm waiting to get it back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it worked out.
Certificate of relief, and then it works out.
Yeah, so I took the test, failed the test, took it again, passed it.
Okay.
And, almost 16 years later, here I am.
Yeah, and
16 years later,
and so
16 years
like
later.
with being incarcerated, basically it's like when you do something, like the young kids don't understand that it affects you long term.
Yes, it does.
So if you do something, don't think that you're just gonna run out and come out and get a job. Like you gotta really put in that work. Look, it took you 7 years to really get it together.
Because you came home You came home 93.
93.
Yeah.
You went and applied for certificate relief. What year was that?
I applied for that 2006.
So that's like
Matter of fact, let me say 2005 because it took me almost a year to get in the company.
that's like 12 years later.
Yeah.
When you coming home.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's crazy.
And once again, you got to realize that 9 to 5 was never on my mind.
Right.
When I came home, when I saw Maino,
Yeah.
and Maino had the green BM,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, what's going on? He said, yo, man, I work for Coca-Cola. I'm like, word?
Yeah.
I'm like, how'd you get a job with Coca-Cola? You was up north with me. You was Valley. Like,
I made it work. I made it work, man.
Maino was like the inspiration. I'm like, you got an F on your car, and you
Right.
and you moving around like this.
Right.
I'm like, oh man, that was a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
We gotta pay some bills.
Yes, sir.
Shout out. The show is sponsored by King George Salad. I want to give a shout out to King George Salad and Money Earned in Mount Vernon. And we'll be back with Iborn.
Yes, sir.
Okay, people, we're back to NuttinButLuv show. We got the remarkable, sensational brother Chad.
All praises is due to
Iborn.
Allah.
Yeah.
You know, so Iborn. So let's talk about well, we know you're the calisthenic god.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That means you've always been about your fitness, you know, working out, you know, push-ups, dips. Even when we was locked up together, you always stayed fit. So just tell me, how did you come across the Thug workout video?
The Thug
And
workout,
participation in it, right?
Absolutely. The Thug workout came about by we was in 4th Street Park one day in Mount Vernon, New York, world famous park where everybody used to a lot of basketball games by the projects, right?
Correct.
If y'all remember, there used to be a hot dog truck on where the curve is at. It used to be a hot dog truck.
Yeah.
So they peeled the fence back and it was just a straight bar.
Right.
So Tom Guest from the YGs, they was out there working out, Nelson and all of them.
Okay.
So I think Five was like, yo, get up there and do that move that you did inside the cool out park. We talking about 2-5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, Five throw the battery in there. So I said, all right, get up. I got up there. And I just started banging out, going side to side. They've never seen anything like this ever.
Okay.
They went crazy in the park.
Okay.
Doug Knox was like, yo, we're trying to shoot a video. I'm going to tell DNY. And the rest is history. We wound up shooting a video in 1999, Thug Workout, which was the first calisthenic DVD to ever to come out.
Right.
That whole DVD was based on, if you did not have money, you can go to a park and work out. If you couldn't afford to go to a gym.
Absolutely.
That was the thing behind it, the Thug part.
Okay.
So
And that was produced by Rough Riders.
that was produced by Rough Riders
And Doug Knox.
and Doug Knox.
Shout out to Doug Knox, Dirty Doug. Man.
Shout out to Doug Knox. Shout out to DNY, CEOs of Rough Riders.
Yes, sir. It was a funny situation. So that in that day in the Cool Out Park, it was 2-5, it was Terror, and a few others.
Peter Clark.
Peter Clark was there.
Dicey. Okay.
Well, Dice was on the part with me, so I'll never forget, for those that don't know, why I had Stay Greens on.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, here's a funny story.
And Stay Boots.
And Stay Boots.
Okay.
The whole thing was set up.
Okay.
So 2-5, and me and 2-5 was in the youth shelter together.
Okay.
And 2-5, we always said, you go to jail, you want to get big.
Yeah.
So we started really trying to work out in the youth shelter.
Yeah.
So 5 was like, yo, you don't got to work out. You don't got to go to jail to work out. I took offense to that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, 5, you know where we started to do this at, right?
Yeah.
So I made a phone call to my man Black. I'm like, yo, Black, he just came on and said, yo, you still got them core crabs?
Yeah.
I need the shirt, I need the pants, I need the boots.
Everything.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Give them to me. And we went up to 9th Ave Park in Mount Vernon, and that's when I did those self-created autodidact moves. That we put-
Autodidact moves. Okay.
that is a self-taught.
Ooh.
So I did these moves, and it was, I was fired up off of what 2-5 said.
Okay.
I bought Dice there. Dice was fresh from up north.
Yeah.
So that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I did some moves that really transcended history to a whole nother level with pull-ups and calisthenics.
Yeah.
So you see guys overseas, you'll see these groups in New York, they're doing these moves, running. That all came from your brother.
Okay.
I started that. Anything that you see going side to side, moving the legs, running, that came from me, by Allah's permission.
And you can't forget Jesus.
The Hood Jesus.
Hood Jesus.
The Hood Jesus.
Explain us a little bit about the Hood Jesus, man.
Well, the Hood Jesus,
what was
beloved,
that?
when I did that, that was just to let everybody know my sacrifice that I've gone through for my life,
Okay.
everything that I've done.
Okay.
In that biblical sense, he was crucified.
Okay. Right.
So
And for the people who don't know what the Hood Jesus was, because Mike's he's sitting there with his eyes like, what the hell y'all talking about?
I'm about to get to that.
So basically,
Don't worry.
it's he went up on a pull-up bar, he pulled his arms up from the back, and he had the bar behind his neck,
Like
and
this.
he
And I
went like
tilted my
that,
head like
like
that.
he was Jesus, and held it there
and I
for
held
like
the stance.
about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Held it there,
It was a
and that's
good
strong
time.
to hold your body up for 10 seconds up in the pull-up bar.
Yes, sir.
So that's what the Hood Jesus was.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
So that was the thug workout thing right there. And because of that, I'm known all over internationally.
So did the thug workout, the pull up, the calisthenics, did that come from when you was incarcerated?
Yes,
Or
sir.
That's where it all started
Yes,
from?
sir. That was a straight. That's all we did was pull-ups, dips, and push-ups.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And I was into some contests in certain prisons where certain moves were developed, and I kept them tucked tight. Because
And you also did work. I mean, excuse me. You also did work with the bar masters, right?
well, the bartenders came later
Bartenders.
on. Yeah, the Brother Giant, Hassan, Yasin, from the bartenders.
Shout out to them.
Yes, sir, definitely shout out. So we started doing some work. John was working big in the community with the youth and the children in the school system, and we're just trying to do something, constructive and positive with that. So we worked out together, and we made history.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so back to the music.
Right.
So you're working at Con Edison now. You said you had a dry spell, basically, and then so when did you say to yourself, I want to start picking this music back up? Because it's like a bucket list thing. You want to make sure that you do something to leave that effect. You know what I mean?
Right,
While you
right.
got these viable years left.
So what happened was my son, Lord Taylor. We got to shout my son.
Shout
Lord
out
Taylor.
to Lord Taylor.
Shout out my son, Lord Taylor. My son kind of shocked me and did a project called Fly Days.
Okay.
Next thing I know, I'm looking on Apple. I see him on a G-Wagon, all white, flyed out. And I'm like, what? And I'm listening to the music, and I'm like, wow. Not because he's my son, but he's nice.
Right. Well, he gets it from you.
Well, he gets it from me, but my son, Chad, he's
Right.
6'5",
Okay.
handsome young man.
Yeah.
His wordplay is incredible. He gives you that good feel of that Mace type of L feeling. And I'm like, wow. And it just sparked something in me. And I said, wow. And I said, you know what? Let me try something.
Okay.
So that inspired me to do the 9 song.
Okay.
So I said, in order for me to really, really do this, I had to really put myself in the Fire's Den with some of the best of Mount Vernon.
Okay.
And you see Cartel.
Okay.
You see LQ, you see PG, you see Snipe Life, you see Chose, you see Andy Scrapes, you see M. Porter. I don't want to miss anybody. Uno, can never forget Uno.
Can't never forget Uno.
Can't
Shout
forget
out to
Uno.
Uno. Shout out to the whole 9. Everybody that
Shout out to
participated
the
in
whole
the 9.
nine.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to the whole
And
nine.
those brothers, I was a fan. Am a fan of those brothers. I watched those brothers work, and I said, you know what? In order for me to compete at a high level, I got to jump in the ring with these brothers
with
right
those.
here.
Yeah, that was dope.
And just to be around those young brothers, they were so fiery and just
Skill set. Yeah.
skill set was incredible.
Yeah.
I put that group against anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put that group against anybody. I get that group, go up on Flex, and put that group against anybody. And I guarantee you, it'll be hell unleashed, easy.
Right.
So from there, we did that. The response was incredible.
Right.
Big up to Sonny Pachetti, who laced me out in that good red silk.
Yes,
Shout out to
yes.
Sonny. He was
That's
on the
Scott.
Nothing But
He was
Love
on the
show.
Nothing But Love show.
Again.
And for those who don't know,
Yes, sir.
a lot of my videos is all Sonny.
Okay.
Except for the front
Good
line.
guy.
Groovy Lou did front line.
Okay.
Shout out to Groovy Lou.
Groovy Lou did front line. So we did that, and the response was incredible. We got like, hey, boy, what's up? Hey, you should keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, I'm Still a Man to Watch. Yours truly, Moneymike in the video.
Fire.
Right.
That was a good joint.
That was
I'm
a dope
like,
video.
this sounded nice. I'm like,
Right.
so now the response is getting a little bit greater. I'm like, yo, you should try some. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do one more project, and that's it.
Okay.
That was the goal in my mind.
Let's
do
go.
one more project.
Got you.
Oh, but then one more thing. Who shot your videos? That's something.
GQ.
Ooh, my man.
To
Shout
my
out to
brother
GQ.
GQ.
That's what shot the video back.
Tomorrow Divizio, that's my brother GQ. GQ, I have to give GQ his flowers. His vision is incredible.
Okay.
He is, to me, like the hype
Hype
of,
Williams.
of
The
this
Hype
era.
Williams.
That's dope.
Okay.
Because
He's dope.
His
That's
mind
dope.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's dope.
So big up to GQ. I can tell I can come up with a treatment, and I'll talk to GQ, and he'll be like, all right, yo, let's try it. And then it got to the point where I just do what I do and leave it to GQ. And I just know how it's going to come back.
Dope.
Okay.
So we did that right there, and I'm like, you know what? Allah is blessing me right now.
Okay.
And I said to myself, this is crazy because I went on a hiatus for that long. So it's like Allah knew that was not my time.
Right.
Yes, sir.
He knew it wasn't my time. If I would have had that back
Come
then.
to the mic.
If I would have had that back then,
Okay.
I don't think I would have not had my family. So it's like he put me in the oven.
Okay.
Slow cook.
Yes, sir.
Seasoned me with the finest seasons and let me marinate to now.
Yes, sir.
Took me out the oven for me to be for the world to eat. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I said, I'm going to reach out to certain people that I have relationships with.
Okay.
Have Styles, some of your Styles, I'm doing such and such.
And that's Styles P from the Locks?
Styles P from the Locks.
Okay, shout out to Styles P.
Styles P
JD Kiss.
great,
Chic Luke.
great human being. Solid brother. Did that with Styles, and I'll never forget with that record right there. It was in the month of Ramadan.
Okay.
We were fasting.
Right.
And
Took a lot of energy out of you, right?
You know, what it was I had my verse done already.
Okay.
I sent it to Styles.
Okay.
So 2 weeks in, I didn't hear nothing. You know, Styles is moving around. They doing shows and everything like that. So the last day of Ramadan, me and my wife got up for prayer, and I looked at my phone, message from Styles P. Check your Gmail. Sorry for making you wait so long, but I gave you a little something extra with that. I'm like, oh, man, I put that to the side, made prayer, played the verse, and me and my wife just looked at each other. I'm like, wow, Allahu Akbar. Not only I asked for a hook, but he gave me a verse too.
Yes, okay. Yes.
And that record right there opened up so many doors for me. My biggest record to date right now, streaming-wise, it was incredible. And I want to thank Styles much from after that. You know what? I need Starks.
Right, right.
My brother made that happen. You know, I have a great relationship with Ghostface Killer. Ghost, I need a verse, Ghost. And, you know, next thing was AZ.
Right.
Remember the party that night?
That.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
That was dope.
I saw A. I'm like, yo, A, listen, I got something that's tailor-made for you. He's like, hey, God. He said, yo, send it to me. So once I saw Allah started blessing me abundantly with these features, nobody was saying no. And the music was top tier. It's not like I'm giving you classical bangers. Yes. I'm giving you real music.
Yes. Body Motion.
Huh?
Can't forget Body Motion.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
And I said, guess what? I said I had to reach out. I said I wanted to do something for the Queen.
So real quick, I want to jump into the business real quick. So all these projects is on this new album that you're doing, correct?
Restore the Feeling, RTF, that will be available 6/30 on all streaming platforms.
Okay.
6/30 when is that?
June 30th.
June 30th.
June 30th.
2023.
8 bangers.
So 8. So you pretty much been dropping singles. Styles. The next one was
Junior Reid.
Junior Reid.
Right.
The one after that is
well, pardon me, let's bring that back. The next song that I dropped after the Styles record was Look What I Become. That is produced by the iconic heat makers, Arsonists.
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. That was by yourself?
That was by myself. And let's get this clear.
And that's dope.
Arsonist, multi-platinum producer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dipset,
Shout out to
Lil
Arsonist.
Wayne.
Yes.
Joel Ortiz.
Okay.
Jim Jones, Capo.
We might need to have you up on the show.
Yeah.
Shout out. Little Mockingbird at your window.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you came out with like about 4 singles. Right?
Yes. 4. So we came out with Styles. We came out This Thing of Ours. We came out with Look What I Become.
Yeah.
Frontline and AZ.
4. Right. So and then the album's coming out this month.
Yes, June 30th. Yes, sir.
It's ready.
On all platforms.
8 singles, all platforms.
All bangers.
So, is this from a business money perspective? Is this an independent situation?
Yes, I'm signed to 1 RPM, Urban.
Okay.
And big shout out to my brother Wop. You know, Wop made that happen.
Shout out to Wop.
Yeah, Wop called me. He's like, yo, what you doing?
Who's Wop?
That's Wop. You know, we call him Diddy in the town. You know?
Okay.
That's our good brother Wop. Some call him Pooh Bear.
Okay.
Oh, Pooh Bear.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
yeah.
Mount Vernon's
Pooh Bear.
Shout out to Pooh Bear.
Pooh
Yes,
Bear
sir.
knows a lot of
Pooh Bear's
people.
the plug.
For
So,
sure.
Yep.
Pooh Bear, he called me. He was like, yo, what you doing with your music? I said, I was going to drop it on United Masters because Steve Stout came out with
right, with that thing
with
where
that
you
thing.
Get like I think it's like 80% of your money you keep and all that, right?
Right. So then he said, I might got something better for you. I need you to speak to
better
my man.
than that?
Yeah, he said I might need you to speak to my man Golf.
Okay.
So right after we shot the Styles P video, I spoke with Golf. Actually, we did a FaceTime, myself, Golf, and D.O.
Yeah.
And he was just telling me, I'm like, yo, I want to go to United Masters. And he made it perfectly clear. He said, why do you want to go there? You can't tell where your music's being played. He said, I can show you where your music is being played. So a lot of these platforms that say, okay, we're going to put it on Apple, Tidal, But what is your target? What is your targeted market audience? You can't tell that.
Yeah.
You know, where's it being played at?
Right.
He said, I can tell you all that. And he pretty much kept his word. And Golf really got me my traction on 1 RPM. And for those that don't know, Golf is responsible for the Lobby Boys.
Okay.
Jim Jones.
Maino.
Okay. They're more than 15 million right now streams worldwide.
Shout out to Jim Jones and Maino.
You got my name. And the Lobby Boys, I think Fab is on it.
Fab is on there.
Yeah.
Right, so 1 RPM right now, they got Method Man. They got the Lobby Boys. They got Bobby Shmurda. They got
So real quick, let's talk about this streaming thing, because I'm not feeling this streaming thing.
Nobody's feeling it.
Yeah.
And
At all.
Me neither.
And if I'm not mistaken, like the streaming thing is so crazy, like for like only 3,000 streams, it's like a crazy number, like only like $3 or something crazy like
Less
that,
than
right?
that, no?
Let me give it to you like this.
Okay, break that down for all the
For a
viewers. out
million
here.
streams,
Right.
one stream you're only getting paid 0.33
Right, one stream, and that's
of
one
a stream
stream
of
right.
a penny.
Right,
Okay, let's be clear with that.
right.
So you can you can do 1 million streams on Spotify. That's only maybe like $4,600 some dollars.
Okay.
On Apple, it may be 6,000, and I heard Tidal is 12,000.
Okay.
Okay.
So can you imagine?
Yeah, they jerking people.
Yeah,
now.
super.
Absolutely.
Super. So this is totally different when there were albums out and you were getting $1 off an album.
Yeah.
Or you were getting a
And
point.
Koch was giving the best deals back
Koch
then.
was giving $7.
Yeah.
You know, so they
So they
was
just
killing
went
for
backwards just now.
Totally backwards. So, you know, right now you got artists like Dress that's suing.
Right. Yeah, 750 million people.
Yes.
750. And it's a good lawsuit because he's trying to say everybody before, I think, 2015 is entitled to that because we didn't agree to this streaming thing.
Nah.
So any streaming money that y'all make is 50-50.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Right.
Intellectual property.
Right.
You know,
Yes,
that
yes.
was inside of the contract.
Yeah, that
So,
was inside of their contracts back then. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so the streaming thing is whack.
It's terrible.
Really whack.
It's whack, but it's a way to build an audience,
Right.
get traction, know who your
So-
audience is.
So all these platforms, United, the one that you're on,
TuneCore.
right? All the money is coming through streams. Nothing is like you sold this much albums and get paid. Everything is streamed. Is that correct?
Right. Now, you have some of these where you get budgets. They're giving out money. You're getting marketing. You're getting.
So you're almost, for the viewers, you're almost talking about that's what Rock Nation was doing in the beginning.
Right.
They was fronting you the money, Maino,
Okay.
right? If they believed in the project,
Okay.
and they'll say hypothetically, "Yo, we like your project. We'll give you $1 million up front today."
Okay.
If the shit go crazy and do 15 million, it doesn't matter. You sign for the $1 million, and the 15 million we keep. That's the deal. That's what Rock Nation was about.
Okay.
Upfront money because we believe in you, but they gotta believe in you.
Right.
Am I saying it right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
So, to a degree.
with the independent thing is different. So a lot of those contracts are structured. They're all kind of like the same thing: 85,
Right,
15, 90, 10.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
You know, so
Right,
it's definitely good for an artist that was out before,
Right.
like an established artist that sold millions of records with a great fan base. You know, it'll benefit you more.
Yeah.
But for somebody in my case, it's good because now I know my targeted audiences.
Okay.
You know,
And who is that?
Sweden,
Okay.
the UK,
Overseas.
Oh, you
Overseas.
rocking. You
That's where
rocking
the money's
overseas.
at. That-
And the money's
right.
overseas.
And to tell you the truth, me and Junior Reid right now we're striving to embark on an international tour, starting in Dubai, Kenya, and Ghana, and working our way back to the United Kingdom.
That's
right.
dope. That's
Absolutely.
You know,
Because you-
that's
because
Because
you
there's
know
no
that-
telling who you can rub elbows with out there.
And plus, you know the
Sky's the
target
limit.
audience.
Yeah, you know the target
there.
audience.
Sky's the limit.
And they're the
So-
ones that's really streaming. They're really watching. They're paying.
Yeah.
They're really buying.
my record is actually in rotation out there.
Okay.
And I
And
got
that's the
so-
record with Junior Reid.
Junior Reid, that
That's why
record
you wanna
right
do the
there.
tour.
What's the name of that record?
It's called Frontline, produced by the Heatmakers.
Okay. Okay.
And I got a shout
Like I
out.
told you, I'm a fan of the Junior Reid thing. I think
Right.
that's the hottest song on his album.
Is that because you're Jamaican?
Nah, not the
Are you
dope.
sure?
The dope is the beat is crazy. Iborn is just rapping
well,
crazy.
He's
It's
who
just-
he is. That's
no,
what-
listen.
But I want to know is it because you're Jamaican?
No.
I
You're
wanna
a
know.
yard man.
Yeah, yard man.
Big up to the yard, you know what I mean?
shout,
Yard man.
shout out to all the
Yeah,
Jamaicans.
shout out to the Jamaicans, man. So Iborn, how do you feel about the big thing going on with this AI and redoing music over for people and and having people sound just like Biggie Smalls and all these people over tracks. What do you feel about that?
I don't like it because it's bigger than that. That's just music.
Right.
You know, that artificial intelligence thing, that could set you up. That could have somebody imitate Moneymike's voice and say some of the most craziest things in the world and just implicate
have you on audio talking about, you know what I mean? Let me get it this way and I like it that way. It could be anything.
You know, the voice tapped into you and all that. I'm not a fan of that at all. I think it's cheating the artists. It's cheating the culture of hip hop. I mean, you know, Biggie did what he did, you know.
Right.
Leave it there.
Leave it there.
Right.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to some people, you know, you may love it, but I mean, you know, I heard something. I think I heard Biggie over Illmatic.
Yeah, they try to do the Biggie and Tupac.
Crazy.
Mix it with
Tupac.
Tupac.
It sounds like him, but then you still know it's AI. It's still an AI, like
it's
hinge
crazy.
to it. Like
It's
you
just
feel
a
it.
service to the you know, to the entertainment. And,
Ice Cube said if he catch anybody doing his voice, he's suing them, and he gonna sue the platform.
Absolutely,
for playing it,
and it needs to happen.
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
You know, so just to getting back to my music being played overseas.
Okay.
My manager Splash.
Okay.
Shout
out to Splash. Shout out to
You gotta
Splash.
show Splash.
Shout out to Splash from Money on the Mount Vernon.
Splash.
Old school crews hang out.
My longtime brother.
Skate Key.
Yeah, Skate Key, all that.
Yeah.
Splash's his connections and his relationships in the industry is incredible.
Okay.
And, you know, we were speaking a lot, and I'm like, yo, you know, I really need you with this day-to-day thing. I trust you. I don't got to worry about you with money. I can close my eyes, and I know you're going to do the best thing for me. And with that being said, my record's on rotation on IRE FM, one of the biggest radio stations in Jamaica, BBC in UK, in Dubai. It's moving around crazy, and I really appreciate that.
So how did you actually get that situation with Junior Reid to even collaborate with him? Who put that together for you?
So what happened was after I did Look What I Become with Arsonist.
Okay.
Dio was there, Jig was there. When it was over, Dio was like, yo, you know you gotta do another record. You gotta do another record. So I actually walked in on Arsonist when he was making that record. And I'm like, what's that? He said, it was just something I'm working on. I'm like, okay. So when the song was over, I'm like, yo, what's up with that record? He said, which one? I said, the one I was working on. He said, oh, that one. As soon as he put that joint on,
all that.
like, yo, that's it.
That's it.
I gotta have that.
Yes.
And then Arsonist was like, yo, this would sound crazy with a reggae artist. And for those that don't know, Arsonist is Jamaican.
Okay.
You know, he's Jamaican, and all of his music has that Caribbean dope feel to it. If you listen to the music, Arsonist, he's incredible. I love him dearly.
Right.
I said, all right. I said, let me think about that. So I went home and I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, I'm listening. I'm like, yo, Junior Reid. Like, I love Junior Reid's music.
Yeah.
I said, can you get Junior Reid? This was on a Monday. He said, all right, give me a couple of days. Call me back Wednesday. He said, I got a number on Junior Reid. Call his son. Was it 876? Is that the,
Jamaica. Yeah.
Hit him on the WhatsApp. Yo, what's good? We was talking. I'm like, yo, you know, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I sent Junior Reid the record.
Right.
20 minutes. Sent it back. I sent it to Austin. Austin said, yo, I will make something crazy out of that.
Right.
So Austin did what he did and produced everything. I went in there and laid the vocals, and the rest is history.
Right.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best song on the album.
Well, listen, it is the best. Well, it's one of the best. All them songs is banging. You actually hear the Ghostface record. Don't come to me when you get the songs.
Yeah. I might retract that, but right now,
hold on. Yeah, we got some joints.
Right.
Word.
We got some joints. So now Austin came at the end of the project. I had the Styles record. I had the Ghost record. Once again, we got to bring back my brother Case.
Okay. And that's Body Motion.
That's
my
Body
joint.
Motion. You know, a lot of people love that. Big
and
shout.
That's out right now.
Shout out to my brother Case, man.
Shout out to Case. Shout out to Case. Shout out to Pioneer.
We out there.
Yeah, Case at ATL, man. You know,
Don't put your day
Case
job.
came through, man, and did an amazing job.
Yeah.
So I think I've touched a few different genres with this right here.
Right.
So then with Austin's like, he said, Iborn, you know what? He said, I caught you at the end. And I got to shout out my brother Wise.
Right.
That was up north with us. 7 Up.
Okay.
That's my business partner.
That's what's up.
In Saigon. So we did a song together. So I got 3 records from the Heatmakers, right?
Okay.
He said, can you imagine we did a whole project together?
Right.
I said, let's do it.
Right.
And we were sitting down talking, and also my brother Joel Ortiz is he's been very inspiring with the music as well.
Good guy. Okay.
So my next project is basically done called Born Again.
That's what's up.
And that right there really based FOI.
Okay.
Militant.
Okay.
Talking to the streets.
Right.
Put my Islam really up front. He, Austin was like, yo, don't run from that.
Right.
He said the people need to hear that.
Okay.
So you're hearing me really rap and throw my bars on
Yeah.
Restore the Feeling. Born Again is really, it's personal.
Right. Okay, so basically we know that it's a beautiful story, man. We're gonna kind of wrap it up a little bit.
Okay.
But before we wrap it up, we got a thing on the show called Rapid Fire. So
About the family.
oh, the family. Okay, we got to talk about the family.
Got to talk
Please,
about my black woman.
I'm sorry. Please tell me about the beautiful wife. and
Yeah.
children.
My wife, Danielle. I've known her since 8th grade.
Okay.
The mother of my 3 children.
Shout out to Danielle. Shout out to
My daughter, Asia. My oldest, my son, Chad. And my youngest, Chance. My 3 beautiful children.
Right.
Everything to me. My
Absolutely.
family is everything to me. My
You're
wife
right.
accepted Islam 5 years ago.
Shout out to that.
Yes. Beautiful MGT, the nation of Islam. Fighting for the elements to lose
Yes, sir.
fire.
Yes, sir.
So the family is everything, brother.
Yes,
I
yes.
just without that,
That's the
I
foundation.
wouldn't be nothing.
Absolutely.
So definitely got to shout them out. And my son, Lord Taylor. For those that don't know, if you're on Instagram, Macopolis,
Okay.
that's him and his business partner's page.
Okay.
Also, Die Fresh.
Oh yeah.
With the clothing, my son and his partner, they BMF.
Okay.
When you see those vintage clothes, that's my son.
Well,
Okay.
When you see Raising Canaan,
right,
Okay.
right.
that's my son.
But real quick,
Okay.
you put me up onto your son with
Right.
the Avrex and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So he put me on his son. I reached out to his son straight up on Instagram. He had an Avrex I wanted, and we just did the deal, sold him the money, boom, boom, boom. I had the Avrex like in 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
They made the Avrex real hot again.
Yeah.
Sergio
So-
Tacchini's.
all that.
Yeah.
Sergio
Cri-
Coogee sweaters,
all
stuff
that.
like
The
that.
Coogee
yes,
sweaters,
yes.
yo, they heated
Yeah,
it
that's
up
what they do.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got to mess with in the future.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we got a thing called Rapid Fire.
Okay.
And that's basically we spit a few names at you, and you
Okay.
give me the meaning to you in 2 words or less.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's
You
go.
ready?
Let's see what we got.
Okay. So you can't peek now. Stop looking. Okay.
Sneak peek.
So the first one, Floyd Mayweather.
The greatest boxer ever.
Okay. Oprah Winfrey.
Brilliant philanthropist.
Okay. Harry Belafonte.
Lyrical revolutionary.
Okay. Brother Khalid Muhammad.
Scholar, scientist.
Okay. Diddy.
Diddy's that dude, entrepreneur,
Okay.
Brilliant.
Okay.
One of the greatest producers ever.
Okay. Nas.
By far, in this era, the greatest lyricist.
Brother Arthur.
My mentor, my big brother, my spiritual guide, somebody I can call 24/7 and get the greatest guidance ever.
Okay. Tina Turner.
Iconic.
Okay.
One of the first to do that type of music. She is the first Beyonce,
Okay. Rakim.
the God.
And then last and not least, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan.
The Messiah, the Jesus in our midst.
There you go. You had one, didn't you?
Nah, you wrapped it up good.
Wrapped it up good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would hit
Yeah,
Money
I
Mike.
want
Money
to-
Mike
yeah,
is
yeah.
paused with that.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Nah, you wrapped it up
Messiah
good.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out
Come
the
on,
way.
man.
Stuff.
So Iborn, we're
stay out
gonna
the
wrap it up. I want you to let the people know where you can be reached at, your platforms, your IG, how they can get in contact with you.
Before I do that, first and foremost, I want to thank the both of you for the opportunity to come on your show
Yep.
and be interviewed by you. Mano, you my
Appreciate
brother. I
you
love you
too.
dearly. Money Mike, I love
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
We go back. I love what you're doing.
Yep.
This is a great outlet right here, and
Yeah.
I pray that Allah blesses you abundantly with
Yes.
much success in all your
Appreciate you.
endeavors.
Yes.
I can be reached at on Instagram, beloved_Iborn,
Okay.
The Real Iborn on Facebook. My YouTube page is I-Born, where you can see all my new videos.
Okay.
And everybody just lock in.
Okay.
So where do they go for so you could get their streams, or if they go to YouTube, you get the streams, or
Apple, Tidal, Deezer, Spotify, any platform that you can think of, Iborn is on there.
So just type in Iborn.
Just type in
and then your
Iborn.
catalog
It's
comes.
gonna-
and
my
then
catalog is
you
gonna
get
pop
those
up.
you get those recordings.
And Iborn is IBORN.
IBORN. And let's
Okay.
understand, we're dealing with top tier music. We're dealing with God music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Restore the feeling.
Yes, sir.
RTF will be out 6:30, and I just wanted to bring a feeling back to the people that was missing.
Yeah.
This isn't drill music. This isn't kill music. This is feel-good music.
Yes, sir.
We're talking an era that's not here anymore that I'm bringing back to the people. Good subject matter, content, creative and incredible beats.
Absolutely.
Let's lock in.
That's what's up. So once again, we want to thank you, Iborn, for you coming out.
Yes.
And on behalf of the Nothing But Love show, we love you, kid.
Love you more,
Yeah.
beloved.
No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
Peace.
You know when it's time to, you know when it's funky. You know what I'm saying? This is about it. This is about it. No one loves top 10. Everybody else, man. You just said we know it's top 10, beloved. You know the quality work.
Good lighter, right?
Peace. Hey, yo, real quick, family. I just left the Nothing But Love podcast from my brothers Moneymike and Mainovent. My A&R consultant hit me. Unfortunately, we had to push the project back to 7/14. Restore the Feeling will be available on all platforms then. So it's not going to be 6:30. It's going to be 7/14. So I need everybody to still lock in. July 14th, Restore the Feeling available on all platforms. Much love to Nothing But Love podcast. Peace.